Just like a bad case of the herpes, but without any of the bad skin, the scorn, the self-doubt, and self-consciousness. The trial and error comeback. Oh, that's a fuck up, but it's okay. I don't feel like deleting what I've recorded so far. The Trial and Error podcast has returned, dude. I got these veins popping out of my neck because I'm making all these loud noises. It's fabulous. I know my pulse is racing. I know I'm alive. I know I'm here with you guys right now, talking into the C1 Behringer motherfucking mic. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you what this podcast is all about. That's right. We got, for his second time on this show, this mother-clucking show, Chad Stalking. Chad Francis Stalking. I'm pretty sure his middle name is Francis. Let it be known. Unconfirmed reports say it is Chad Francis Stalking. Pretty sure. But anyways, moving on. Chad and I dive into the delightful shallows with margaritas abound and the bright purple colors that is the 90s. We talk about the movies, we talk about the shows, the sports, like touch on a little bit of everything, and then we digress into some little anecdotes, but you know, as conversations go. But I'm going to have him on again, and we're going to do 90s transitioning to 2000s, this and that, whatever, because when I was re-listening to this, we didn't even touch the surface. We were on like a hot air balloon, just kind of looking down, talking about it, enjoying the atmosphere, but not quite jumping off, baby. So don't worry. This will be a nice little sample to wet your whistle, just like those hot 58-year-old bitches that give you the samples at Costco. Let me tell you what, this is going to be a hot one. Ladies and gentlemen, buckle up, because we're off to the races.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
No, they all left together eventually, but...
What were they arguing about?
I don't know.
Huh.
We were kind of drunk, but
Well, yeah.
second, it was... They were speaking like Russian or something. I don't know.
Ruski.
Yes.
But a very sexy language, the Russian.
The Russians.
It sounds like they're angry.
I watched a video today. I don't even know I watched. It was like 3 minutes that I watched.
Right.
And it was like an 8-minute video. And the guy was reviewing like this spray that goes on your windshield when it's frosted in the morning, and like how good it works to defrost.
I've
your
never
window.
used that before. Like, does it work? Have you used it?
It was like a normal can,
Right.
like an aerosol can, like the old deodorant cans.
Yes.
Or the oxygen or the air
That's all
ones
it
that
is?
you spray your keyboards with.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of power behind it, and it worked. But I didn't. It was so boring.
I don't know, man.
I couldn't watch the rest. I couldn't watch the rest of it.
I bet it could also use as pepper spray. Maybe.
He should have done that. That would have been funnier.
I'm just saying. Well, anyways, hello, sir. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hello,
Hello, sir.
My name is Chad Stalking.
Chad Stalking. Who are you to me?
I am your first cousin.
Yes.
Our moms are sisters.
Get out of town.
It's true, folks.
This town called Winters, eh?
Lovely Winters. Winters Road sign right
Winters
above your
Road
head.
sign? We are. We could be in a basement right now, but then again, this is theater of the mind, so you can believe what you want to believe.
Yes.
Or not believe.
Yeah. Babe Ruth is looking at me.
Is he winking?
No,
No.
he doesn't look too happy.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Not a happy man, apparently.
No?
Turn to the drink. Oh, George.
Yeah.
You knew me. So one of many movie references we can have here. But
Yes.
So I'm here interviewing a citizen of Winters. You've grown up here, yes?
Indeed.
And I myself, Aaron Gertz, have grown up here. My parents for having moved us out to Perdessa Acres.
Are you?
I might be.
Ouch.
We were in the most convenient spot in that cul-de-sac. I could have walked to Shirley Rominger. I could have walked to middle school.
But you're an adult.
Now I am. I can walk anywhere I want. I could run places too if I so choose.
7 miles if you wanted to.
7 miles today and training for the marathon, the Napa Valley Marathon. If anybody wants to join, I got a program for you, but I got to tell you, you're already 3 weeks behind because we're running out of time. But because it's running out of.
I got it.
You got it. Thanks for being here, Chad. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Winters, California.
Great host.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You look beautiful today.
Thank you.
You got a vest on. You're matching
Going with the-
blues.
Wow. Yeah, the Navy.
I like it. Navy. I saw a Navy guy the other day at the Winters WHS Career Fair, but the email I was sent, it was spelled FAIRE.
Oh,
So
getting fancy.
That was really fancy. I feel like some circles aren't even aware you can do that.
Yeah. I'm
Like
one of those.
ye
circles.
old OLDE. But anyways, I digress. So I was gonna ask you some questions, and then to round this whole thing off, we're gonna get to know you. And the topic, of course, I want it to be let's reminisce on the 90s. Who doesn't love the 90s? You love the 90s.
My hand's up.
You, sir, right there in the front row.
That's right.
You love the 90s?
I enjoyed the 90s as a kid, yes.
Very much so. But before we get to the 90s, I just wanted to say that your name, Chad Stocking, is actually a declaration. Who are you stalking? Chad.
No comment?
Well, I mean, you got me down here in the basement. I was thinking.
Undisclosed location.
Here I am.
We are in
This undisclosed place.
downtown Winters.
Downtown. All the way
Downtown.
Wow.
Hey, Freak Joe, you're going nowhere. I got you for 3
The 80s spit you out and just you came sliding into the 90s. We both grew up in the 90s. So not just anywhere in the 90s, winters and 90s. What are some of your fondest childhood memories as growing up in this town? Was it Dean's Frosty? Was it
Oh, yeah.
Warrior Video? Little League Park?
The Snow Shack?
Snow Cone Shack after
Yeah.
some swim meets at the not yet the Bobby Greenwood pool, or was it the Bobby Greenwood pool?
I don't think it was official, but everybody that knew, they knew.
Absolutely.
Bobby, by the way, turned 102 yesterday.
102. Do you think like she was watching that play with President Lincoln and just like, yo, keep it down back there, up there, or y'all popping off fireworks?
She may have opened the door for the guy. I mean, who knows?
Do you think she was part of it? Conspiracy?
Yeah, we
The
can start it here.
Greenwood. For those who don't know, Bobby Greenwood pretty much taught the entire town of Winters how to swim at one point or another. The pool that you see right next to the gymnasium at the high school is indeed the Bobby Greenwood community pool.
Yeah.
High school pool. Is it a community pool? I believe the
It is
community
community.
is invited. And let me tell you, it's a fine swim in that place. It's optimal. The chlorine levels are nominal. And you don't get all itchy when you get out of the pool. You know what I'm saying?
No stinging eyes.
No stinging eyes, not on Bobby Greenwood's watch.
Not up in here.
But anyways, to be 102. Just think of the winters she remembered.
Yeah.
Because Shuttleworth, man, when I was in high school, was showing us a sign back in the 40s. Said, no Japs wanted here.
Oh,
That was, it's like, just shows how the times
Wow.
changed.
crazy, huh?
But we're talking about the 90s in winters.
In
the
the
snow cone
90s.
shacks. The blinking red light.
I
miss Dean's a lot. That is probably like the go-to place after swim meets. You're exhausted, lordy, and it's there for you with its grease and artery clogging deliciousness.
What kind of customer were you? Were you a customer that went inside and ordered, or would you like order out the window out front?
Window out front. Do I look like an animal to you? Walk up to the outside. I might have once or twice. I can't remember. It's been such a long time. Going in there, majority. If I'm going to Dean's, I'm going to Dean's. I want to enjoy the atmosphere. I want to see the paint peeling off the walls. I want to see everybody's names either etched or sharpied into the soggy, dark hardwood walls. Wowzer. How did that pass health code? I do not know.
I don't know. But those walls were.
Painted with everybody with history. Painted with
Yeah,
history.
you almost didn't even see the brown wood. You have the names everywhere. I know every time I went in, I tried to write my name somewhere different.
How many Chads are there, you think? Too many?
Too many to count.
Too many. There can only
Until
be
I
one.
take my shoes off, and then I get past 10. You know.
Count up to 21, right?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Did I?
Yeah, you're talking about my sixth toe.
Yes, I am. We're nodding. So, if you guys didn't notice.
Thought this was a webcast.
Sorry. No, not yet. But we'll get there.
Next one.
We'll get there. It's all trial and error. We're going to learn. We're going to get better equipment every time and just make this a super show at the end of the day.
I love it.
It's going to be syndicated and broadcast through every small town because everybody, especially Winters, Texas, will know this is a place to be. This is a place to live, Winters, California.
They got nothing on Dean's, man.
I drove through Winters, Texas.
How was it?
Kind of stings as it passes my lips, this foul odor that is Winters, Texas.
Do they have
I didn't have time. I was actually trying to get to, I think, Roswell, New Mexico. Humming along this infinitely boring, field-ridden land known as Texas. And then I did not plan it. I had to stop and go to Whataburger. And so, by happenstance, went right through winter and all the expansiveness of Texas, of all the routes I could have taken. I happened to go right through it. It's kind of like Esparto. You just, on your way to Cache Creek, you just pass right through. You look down, you look to your right, see down it, see the entire thing. That's it.
Don't blink.
I blinked many times because it was boring. I don't want to know how much coffee I drank on that. It was like you drink coffee, but you're still tired, kind of chugging along.
They hit you with the decaf.
I just want to put some like toothpicks to keep my eyelids open, like Tom and Jerry or something like that. But I made it. Winters, Texas.
You're here now.
But yeah, 90s were a good time to grow up, especially in winters. Swim team, summer times. I'm sorry. That is so much damn fun. You're close to Tahoe, close to Berryessa, even better.
And closer.
And closer. The glory hole. Everybody shows on the internet. Ooh, look at that. This water's draining like a bathtub. That's ours.
Yeah. Fun fact.
How fun? How much fun?
Well, you tell me. Lake Berryessa has more shoreline than Lake Tahoe. That is a fact.
Whammy. I'm having fun.
Me too.
Buckle up your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey-o.
These facts are taking us for a ride. Ah,
You get that one for free.
thank you.
You're welcome.
But you got to subscribe to the Winters Express digital format, baby. We're going to come up with some good ideas. Make it worth your while. And get the most out of the community. I didn't realize how involved the community is in itself when I went to the Chamber of Commerce the other day. Talked to Sue about the tractor parade. This town gives a damn. Let me tell you. Like how you knew what Wade and Kathy Cowan have done. Like he said it was 10,000 lights for a couple years to light up the town, that corner tree, the town Christmas tree. 2 12-hour days, hooking up 10,000 plus lights. The man loves this town. Do not doubt his loyalty.
He does.
He'll burn at the stake for this town. That's a little intense, but
Yep.
you get the point. Delightful people.
They are.
Wow.
And they helped create the they were straight up like, oh, we're having a bottle of wine at Turkovich, and then we just bottle maybe 3 or 4. Like they were just having fun, right?
There you go.
And that's where I told them that's where the best ideas lie, at the bottom of some wine bottles. Or a growler of Hoobies perhaps.
Yes, indeed. There's a lot of good
Coffee,
ideas.
Convos, so many ideas. But that's where it came from, so that was pretty cool to learn about. And then just talk to people that have lived in this town forever that I did not know. Because you go, sometimes it's like a little game. You just try to go sneak and maybe go to Lorenzo's or something like that. Maybe I can get out of here. No, you see somebody just happens to pull up and step out. Oh, hey! 15 minutes later, because you have a conversation.
Just when you thought it was safe.
It's never safe.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get you.
That's right.
They know. People know, I'm sure. There's committees of like, all right, where's Chad at today? All right, somebody post up here at this time. It's a whole organization we have going on here.
I believe that.
Yes, sir. Dean's Frosties. Let's see.
Is Cody's on the list?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Dean's Frosties and Cody's. I remember going to Dean's Frosties. I remember going to Cody's. So let's talk about some old school winners, businesses.
All right,
you know what I'm
all right,
saying?
all right.
And just stuff like maybe Little League, like those old jerseys. But anyways, businesses.
Oh yeah, my picture's still
Dean's
up at.
Frosties. No, I
Town
was at.
Country.
All right, so screw it. Let's digress. Let's
we're
turn
there.
down
It's
that
still
road.
winters.
When I was at Lorenzo's today, I was getting some eggies, right? I looked up over the dairy aisle and I saw that row of the row of fame of Little League baseball players that represented Lorenzo's Town and Country Market on the baseball field at the town park.
Indeed.
Some legendary games went on there. There's some times. And then umpiring, even more. Well, I mean, sometimes it felt a little more risque or anxiety-ridden because of the damn parents. But hey, you're out there supporting your children, so God bless you. Sign of the cross.
I saw it.
Yep. But Cody's was delicious. I miss Cody's a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I did not get to go to the Wild Ox. I did not get to go to the Irish pub, but I did go to Dee Dee's, and then I went to Hoobie's Shanghai, whoever was there before.
Yes, they did. It was Main Street Sellers.
Main Street Sellers before Hoobie came in and said, checkmate, dude. My spot now.
Kind
I
of.
said, king me. Whatever games you're playing, that's your spot now. Great spot.
It's lovely.
I'm always there.
Wonderful location.
It is. Perfect for the tractor parade on December 7th.
Yes, indeed.
2019.
We're also raffling off at Hoobie's seats
Really?
for people to reserve for the tractor parade.
Brilliant
behind
idea.
the bar, off the street, above everybody, so you can see.
You're really
everything going
in
on.
the perfect spot because Rotary Park's right across the street. You're gonna see the light getting lit while everybody's bunching around, holding their phones up. Meanwhile, you're sitting there relaxing and being merry.
Yeah.
I mean, but if you leave your spot, can somebody steal it if you go to play cornhole or something?
No. It's gonna be there's select areas that are gonna be reserved for that night
For the specials.
For I think each winner gets 4 or 5 people, or how many people they can fit into a specific space, and they get that space for the night.
Those front row spots. I like that layout. How the seats are looking out like on the street.
Yes.
I have my sunglasses on so I can stare at people, but they don't know. I mean, I don't do that. I'm minding my own business. Oh my goodness, the play structures. I remember the park was a little more dangerous than we know it today.
Made it so much fun.
Oh, God, I can't feel my leg.
Jungle mayhem, splinters galore. You fall, you just chopped up your knee. There's like a swinging square to getting held up by these 4 ropes, and you're just tumbling. You fight to the death on that thing almost. There was a tire swing, and how many times I've been just kicked back, like donkey kicked by that thing. Comes out of nowhere, you're pushing your little brother. Next thing you know, he's swinging a 180, and then whammy. Pow right in the kisser.
Gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Do you ever have any mishaps on that playground?
Oh, yeah. You remember that little handlebar deal that you used to hang on to, and it would slide across, and then at the end, it would kind of kick you back and then swing you back across?
Yeah.
Probably, 10 feet long or so. Yeah, there was one time where grip wasn't so good on it.
No.
You got to the end, and feet were well above my head, and then crashed straight to the ground,
your
and
neck,
right on my back.
Luckily, your neck broke your fall.
Yeah. My neck and the concrete underneath the bark.
And were you bleeding out of your ears at all?
No blood.
No, you're good.
Also, look at me now.
Look at you. You're not bleeding out of your ears at all that much.
Not much.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It just wells up a little bit.
Just walk it off and rub some dirt on it, and you're good.
That's kind of the way things go when you're a kid.
Yeah.
You show a sign of weakness, you start crying, especially in the 90s. Oh, boy.
Yep.
Like,
A lot different than today.
Cry, baby. I don't know if I would survive growing up today. I'd be eaten alive. I'm too sensitive. You know how sensitive I
No,
am.
you'd fit right in on those things. People slapping them.
Absolutely. Slapping
People
them.
some people would try to grab them and pull themselves up on the rim.
Foolish.
And you get cut, a little bit here or
Churlish.
there. Never saw a finger come off, but I'm sure it happened.
How many blisters did you get from monkey bars?
Oh, yeah.
I have blisters not every single damn day. Every single day. You have to wrap them up.
I was more of a swing guy. I like to try to jump off as high as I could.
You ever endure any injuries from your aerial theatrics?
Nothing major, no.
Just a couple twisted ankle here and there, or just
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Maybe not even that. Not much. Just
You're a swing guy, huh? You're a
fly.
swinger.
Sometimes you land on your face, and sometimes you land on your feet.
That's all right. Hey, kind of teaches about life a little bit, huh?
That's right.
Very good.
I stood up one more time after I fell.
Every time. You ever just lay there sometimes for... I remember launching off, what's it called? A swing one time, landing on my back. I had some tumbles when I was a lad in the 90s. Some tumbles, my good man.
I'm sure I lost my breath a few times on
Losing your breath just laying there on the wood chip. So, yeah, I landed flat on my back.
Wind knocked out of you.
Laying, just staring up at the afternoon sun, just feeling like death is about. Just lying right next to me saying, "It's okay, Aaron." I'm just back on the wood chips, just taking my time. Dude, I've tumbled. I was at the Mary Annie's house one time, and they had this play structure. 2 stories high, and I went up to the second, and then there was another level below that where there's just a little deck and then a slide going down off of that. Fat little me hops off the top, landing smack dab in the middle of their play structure, and then it breaks down, and like I tumbled through the hole.
Down the slide?
No. So it,
just the
board,
hole.
like no wood broke, but the board went down diagonally and caught itself on the ground, and I just tumbled like a barrel.
That would have been fun to see.
Good times, my lord. I don't know if this was gonna be. I don't know, I'm kind of like on the fritz because like this has been a great podcast so far. I don't know if that's the sample I'd want to do because if I sound drunk or I'm overthinking it.
Well, you'll listen to it later. You'll find out.
We will. Plus, I guess not cussing cuts down the cursings or the beeps.
Yeah, that helps.
Less work for me.
Yeah.
This is tasty. Easy now.
I had to throw one in. There it is. Now we're back.
We're back on track. All right.
Speaking of Old Winter's restaurants.
What you got for me?
Do you remember Chubbys?
Yeah, I even have Chubbys written down in here.
Hey, there you go.
When I was living in Santa Rosa, that was the only Chubby. There was a Chubbys right across the street from us.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Are they even around anymore?
The only other one I've known about is in Woodland.
You lose.
But I have not seen it there. I mean, I don't frequent Woodland. It's a rarity if I travel yonder. An irritating half-an-hour drive.
It is irritating.
It's further than you'd expect. Further than Davis, I'd wager.
Yeah. Maybe by 5 minutes.
You have any idea what I could do in those 5 minutes?
Nothing.
You
could have a Chubbys cheeseburger.
I could have sex like 3 times in 5 minutes.
At least 3.
Man.
Shame.
Okay, this podcast is now ours. I love it. Okay.
Is Arnold's on there?
Arno's? Was that the one
Arnold's?
that took the Chubby's place after?
No. That was where Tomat's is.
Tomat's.
We used to have a lot of dinners there at Arnold's with like Grandma and Grandpa. They were like really good friends.
I vaguely remember.
Yeah. Back room of what is now Tomat's used to be like the big family dinners. And that's where we always went.
Man, I remember when Applebee's, like, for some reason, I thought Applebee's was a delicacy growing up. I would elect to go there for my birthday dinners. Get a cheeseburger and a milkshake.
Wow.
Yep. Chocolate milkshake.
Rigo worked there for like 11 years.
Yeah, that he did. How many of his coworkers do you think did he exploit?
Oh.
On his sexual
many
campaigns.
Many. If Rigo even knew that I knew one of the people there, then he would like ask me all these questions just to try to get the inside.
Nothing.
Does that
No,
man,
sir. No, not today.
What do you think drives his ravenous lust?
Rigo's just full of testosterone.
Rigo, let's just...
He's the man's man.
We'll explain it. Rigo is a mutual friend of ours that had the title of strongest Mexican in the world for the longest time, but... Do you think he can maintain that with the likes of Ivan Martinez lurking around town?
Ooh, could be an interesting.
I feel like Ivan's now, especially nowadays, is way stronger than dear old Rigoberto.
Like 2005 Rigo or like
2005. I mean,
Rigo?
Rigo was so much more fit, like high school to post
Wow.
high school into college. Rigo, I feel like that was his prime when he was in younger days in the fire department. I don't know. I mean, apparently he can talk to women. If he wouldn't have the track record he does if he didn't know how.
That's true. He can talk to anybody.
It's a sexual deviant, to say the least. The things that he's done. Hopefully we can, excuse me, have him on at some point. He can walk us through this ruckus, Ron Jeremy lifestyle.
There it is.
Ooh, I forgot the Ron right there.
We all knew where you were going.
There's a Ron in my name too, so.
I don't think Rigo's gonna be up for any of that.
No?
No.
Oh, especially. Oh, what is he?
We might have
he's
to
in
give
a
him
committed relationship. I don't think his.
Yes, but we might have to just give him like a new
appreciate that much.
a new name, like a AKA.
Oh, we'll just say, hey, Gory.
Gory.
Oh, Gear.
Igor.
Igor.
all
I'm eager to keep doing this podcast.
Indeed.
Right after this.
I'll partake.
Partake. You partook.
That's some good Hoobies beer.
Ah, yes. Looking pretty dark. Just like my urine.
You might want to have that checked.
I'm joking. It's clear and copious, you fool.
It better be clear. You better be staying hydrated after running 7 miles.
Drink some water. I did.
Good.
I did.
Out of Lake Solana.
Nah.
Wow.
Some good water.
It's cold. Will you do the polar plunge with me this year?
You heard it here.
Every year I do it, I expect somebody to do it with me. Nobody steps up.
I'm pretty sure I told you like 5 times that I would do it.
I'm your huckleberry.
You wake up a little early for me.
You're yet to answer the Call of Duty. The trumpet is blowing, but you're in the top bunk of your little cotton boot camp, and you're not getting up. You got the pillow squeezed across either ear. You ain't answering that trumpet. Come on, jump in the cold water. You'll feel alive. And then I thought about it. Afterwards, we'll get out, spray down our feet with a hose, and we chill in the hot tub, and we'll pass a doobie back and forth. And then by that
Count
time,
me
we'll have
in.
some goddamn breakfast brought out to us. Because we force Debbie Gertz. Oh, all right, 51. Let me tell you what she does on Christmas. She makes her little donuts. And then, all right, so growing up, talk about 90s, talk about growing up. This is a highlight for your boy.
The donuts, I remember those.
You recall?
Oh, heck yeah.
To all those who don't know, let me spell it out for you. You purchase some Pillsbury Doughnuts, right? And then you get Pillsbury Doughnuts. They're biscuits, but the dough, you just peel off the top, and then you smack it on the countertop. Pa! Pa! And then you get to pull them all apart, right? And then Debbie puts a hole in the middle of them to simulate a donut shape, even though it's really a biscuit. But she has the deep fryer with the olive oil. And she puts in about 6 at a time. Wait for them to get a little crispy. Flips them with 2 forks. Not with one hand, but 2 hands. Real quick. She's efficient with it. Real efficient. Doesn't even burn her fingers. Or if she does get burned, she's a real man about it. Doesn't show on her face. You know those Thomas ladies.
Oh, yeah.
I see her shave. But anyways, she gets done cooking them. But in the meantime, she puts them... All right, so they're done cooking. She puts them on a tray. About 6. So she puts 4 and then 2 stacked on top, right? Nice little pyramid. Then she takes powdered sugar and glazes that stuff. Glazes it. And then what does she do with that glaze, you might ask? Go ahead, ask me what she does with that glaze.
What does she do with the glaze?
I'm glad you asked me what she does with the glaze. I'll tell you what she does with the glaze. She glazes the donuts.
No way.
I'm telling you.
My mind is blown.
Dribbles her. Oh, it's weird looking. Somebody is going to have to clean that wall behind you. Kind of like your private pile. Bam! It's a suicide reference. Keeping things lighthearted here.
Yeah, of course.
Lighthearted, huh? What were we talking about before I just started?
Glazed donuts.
Glazed donuts. So she dribbles it on there, and you let them sit for a minute. You let the glaze penetrate the outer hardened little crustiness of the donut. But as time goes on, they start seeping through ever so slightly, making the donut ever so... there's a little crunch, but there's also the slush of the penetrating glaze, and it's just all comes together when you bite down, and the donuts are still ever so slightly gooey in the middle. Comes together one artery clogging delight. And then you drink milk. Lots of milk. And then mom's like, all right, you guys want any more? And you're full, you're stuffed. If you eat one more bite, you're yakking. You know what you say? See.
That's yes.
That it is, Chad. That it is, my boy. That word's a sipperoo. Congratulate. Treat yourself.
Thank you.
Treat yourself. We've made it this far.
You brought me here for something. I'm just going to add to the conversation.
Please do. You do.
Yeah, those donuts were bomb. I remember those.
So good. What was your favorite little treat growing up in winters in the 90s?
Like from my house or from in winters?
Both. If there was a little treat your mom would take you to out in winters, but something maybe she'd made. Something, say I'd wake up for school one day, but I could smell those donuts. I smell something. Like my mom doesn't have to wake me up. Like my nose wakes me up. Like, bitch, it's a school day, but this breakfast is about to be fire. Get your ass in there and go to work.
You know what? My mom made similar donuts, but she didn't do the glaze. She did it with chocolate, and that was always really good. I always remember those. They were delicious. It's a very similar story of you're full, but you're gonna eat like 4 more.
Absolutely, it's a rare delicacy.
And ours were done a little different. Yeah, she would put them in, flip them, and all that, and they'd brown up and take them out. But she put them on like a bunch of paper towels. Let that paper towels soak out the oils, and then take a knife and grab that chocolate like that you put on the cakes, that frosting, and it would just start to melt with the heat from the donut.
You know what was just going through my mind right now? The gears are turning.
Yeah.
I was like, why we've never taken the time to just decorate these donuts. Your mom does chocolate. My mom did chocolate once, but you can put your own sprinkles on it. You can put your glaze and some bacon bits on it. Why not come up with our own creations? But now they don't really have the small biscuits anymore. You have to get grands.
Yeah.
Oh, that first one prom, I think is pretty sweet.
That's a big donut.
Big donut. Why not deep fry actual cinnamon roll grands? They're already they're dough. They're delish.
There was another breakfast that my mom used to make, and I don't even know how she did it.
Cereal?
But it was like tear apart. It was like tear apart little pieces of like cinnamon.
Oh,
like,
monkey!
rolls.
I think it's called like
monkey bread.
Monkey bread, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty good as far as breakfast goes back in the day.
Anything that is gooey with cinnamon goo. Gooey with cinnamon goo.
Love a little goo.
It's like a nice sheen blob. A nice Blue Streak reference. What year did that come out? I want to say 99 Blue Streak.
It's going to be right borderline
I could
90s,
be wrong,
2000s.
but I doubt it. When I re-listen to some of these podcasts, I keep boasting of how I know movies. And I'll say a year, I'm super sure, but like the other day I even cut this out of part of the episode. Because I said, oh yeah, I know the Scorpion King, 2003, 2002. I went back and checked like an ass. I said, well, to stop, don't tell anybody this, but so people think that I know what I'm talking about, I deleted that part. But don't tell anybody.
No, it'll catch
Fucking
on.
Idiots. They'll believe anything I say. Welcome back. Welcome back.
You're on a podcast. What's not to believe? All right, wait. I'm going to go on to the snacks.
Please. No, I was going to go into food, 90s cartoons, video games. Let's get into this, dig into this childhood like we're Robin Graves. Because our childhood is dead.
It's gone. It's long gone.
Let's rob this grave.
Yep.
I like the metaphor.
Great job.
Thank you for the wink. Proceed before I interrupt you again.
Indeed, I will.
Hurry, Chad.
Okay, here we are. Favorite snack. Oh, so back in the day, the best snacks. We didn't do a lot of snacks growing up, but what I used to love to get were those giant chocolate chip cookies from, well, we used to get them out at Pardessa, but I think they were bought.
I remember those cookies are wrapped up in
just like saran wrap. Yeah. They're like $1. Oh, these are bomb. And then the other one from Pardessa again was those giant pickles in the big jar.
Pickles.
Remember that big jar?
All right, come on.
Everybody stuck their hands in. I mean, you know that stuff.
You went crazy for pickles. Come now. Give me a better snack than that.
Who doesn't love a good pickle?
I would like a sliver of pickle next to my deli sandwich, but I'm not going,
There's a giant. It's like
Cuckoo
the size
for
of these
Pickles.
microphones, man.
What?
That's how
Hey,
big
don't
that pickle
bite
was.
the mic.
Got distracted. All right,
A
let's see.
good
Let's
big
see.
fat dill pickle. What about fruit by the foot?
Yeah, those are good.
I
we
like
didn't
the,
get we
I
didn't
like
get
the
a lot of
purple
those.
and pink, like red swirled ones, the blueberry ones, or blackberry flavor. Whatever.
Gushers.
Gushers were another diabetes chaser.
Oh, yeah.
Delightful. Snicker. We all always had Snickers. I remember when the small Gatorades were in a glass bottle.
Oh yeah.
The little, kind of similar to
Like the
Snapple bottles.
Hey, jinx. That was a word from the
Podcast
90s.
is ruined now. I can't talk. That's it. That's the podcast. Aaron
Goodbye.
Aaron
Good night,
got
y'all.
jinxed. Aaron got jinxed. He can't kill our podcast.
This is the third podcast this has happened.
Chad said, this is mine now. I'll take that.
Welcome to
Chadcast.
Chat in There.
Do you think off the record, but really on the record, could you see yourself doing a podcast that's solely based on real estate? I bet there's a huge real estate community of, there's just a lot of you guys out there. You're
There's
wheeling,
always-
dealing, you're the bureaucracy, the paperwork, all that stuff. I bet you'd get some, you and your dad could definitely tag team a show.
There's definitely a lot to talk about, whether it's, just day in and day out, or, because there's a lot of entertainment that goes on.
Talk about listings, talk about your open houses and whatnot.
Yeah, or just new laws that go into effect. You get hit all over the place with real estate.
Wow.
All over the place?
All over.
Man,
Found a dead body once.
really?
Like a human dead body.
Did it say anything to you, or would you just mind its own business?
No, I just
Just kind of lying around?
kind of let it go.
Did you
Walked off.
Did you kill that body? All right, so you stumbled upon it.
Nah, I didn't really stumble upon it. But, so this guy, we were meeting out at a property outside of Vacaville. And this was the first time that I was meeting the person. And his name was Greg. And we got to the property, and Greg had beat us to the property. And they were having an open house. So there was probably like 10 other people walking around this property, which was about 3 acres.
Right.
And a creek ran around the back portion of it. And so he came up to me as soon as we got out of the car, and he recognized me from another time where I guess I had met him before, but just didn't remember. And he was like, "Hey, there's a dead body over here." It was just like that, like
Is he
no
responsible
sense of urgency.
for this dead body? Like, did Greg kill a man?
I don't know. I seen Greg mad, but I don't think he'd go that far.
I'm sure Ed Kemper seemed like a pretty level-headed dude himself back in the day, huh?
Hey, he
Hey.
looks good on TV.
That he does.
I'd friend request him on Facebook for sure. Ed Kemper, that is. Not Greg.
Do you think he'd accept?
I would think so.
You hope so? You guys
Yeah,
have much in
we'll
common,
we'll talk about police TV shows and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Talk about toes.
But
all
we'll
11
get
of
back
them.
to Greg. How's that
Greg.
sound?
How about Greg? Kill
So,
a Greg. Kill a
yeah,
G.
Yeah, KG.
Don't
So
let this
KG said, "Yeah, there's a dead body over here." Like, I said, "Oh," I looked around. This would be a great place to hide one, that's for sure. Just laugh, and he just looks
Dude,
at
he's
me
about
like
to lure you in and kill your ass.
he kind of chuckles, when I say that, but he looks at me like I'm serious. It's that kind of look, but he's got a smirk of like, that was funny, but I can't laugh because there is a dead body. You see where I'm getting?
Did he found it?
He did. And then so my dad comes around the car, and I go, "Hey, Greg, I'll tell my dad what you just told me." And then he tells him, "Hey, there's a dead body. I was walking by the creek back here, and there's a dead body over
Cody
there."
says, "I know."
And then I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was somewhere along the lines of how I said, like, "Oh yeah, it's a great place for to hide a dead body,"
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. And then, so he goes, "You guys think I'm joking, right?" And we're like, "Well, yeah." And he goes, "No, I'm serious. There's a dead human body back over here." And we're like, "All right, well, you gotta show us."
Mm-hmm.
We start walking towards this house, which is maybe 40 yards away from us. We get towards the house, and it just reeks. And like, I'm just starting to think like, it smells like a dead body,
Jesus. So you
Come
can
to find
smell
out.
it, like.
Come to find out, that smell was from like the 30 or 40 cats living in the house
Oh,
and outside
God.
the house. Like, it got worse because the fact that these cats were like not being taken care of at all. Like some had missing eyes and like it was disgusting. Like the whole house needed to be torn down because it was disgusting.
Really?
We didn't even go in at that point. The guy was taking us back around the house and back towards the creek. So we walked back there and he goes, yeah. He goes, I got here like 20 minutes ago and I thought I'd just want to walk the property line and just get a feel for the property.
Yeah.
And I turned around and there was a dead body on the ground right there next to me. And so we get behind the house and, cut back through the woods a little bit, get over to the creek and get to like a dead end. And it was Greg and my dad. And I'm probably 20 feet behind him, just kind of like, weary of it, but looking around like, where's it? We're going to actually walk up. He's going to show us a dead body.
That's kind of like...
It's a little like...
It's
like,
eerie. It's suspicious.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect. Like, what's this guy actually going to show us, right?
Well, what'd you expect?
Maybe it's a dead deer. I don't know. Like, I'm going to be able to point out, like...
Well, what happened? Like, you get there and sure
Right,
enough, you see a dead body?
They get to the end of the path that he was on, and he turns around and he's like, I swear to you guys, it was right here. And, like, my dad starts laughing, and I'm, like, still, like, 10, 15 feet back. And I was stopped here, turned around, and there it was, right next to this tree. And then he starts like walking back towards me, gets almost face to face with me, like looking left and right of me into the path. And sure enough, he points to his right, which is my left. There was a dead body right there. And it wasn't flesh. It was just bone. Like it'd been there for a while.
Really?
And it was a human body. Shirt, jeans, socks were still like... It would look like the person just laid up against that tree and died.
Was it leaning on the ground or was it sitting upright?
It was laying out on the ground next to the tree. But that's kind of what the idea.
It was a skeleton. Like, did you see decomposed flesh on the face?
No, just skeleton. And it was like there was a human skull.
Like you saw it.
Oh yeah. It was crazy.
Were you freaked out?
So then my dad walked back and was like, "Holy shit!" Like. I've never seen a dead body, let alone just like a skeleton, like, and it looks fake, it looks like it's like
real.
Anything that someone might just throw in their lawn at a Halloween.
Yeah.
And it was legit dead body. So then like we all like sit there for a minute, like trying to figure out like what happened, how did it get here, who did it, what is it, who is it, and then so we go back.
Greg knows.
We go back and the agent that's holding the open house is a friend of my dad's. And so we like pull him away from. There was a lot of people at this place because it was a really good price for the property for what it was, and we had to like pull him away from these people and like pulled him back to the car so we were like away from the house and that no one was within earshot, And we're like, hey, look, there's a dead body back there. And he's like, what? Are you kidding me? And it was like. And he thought we were joking too.
Well, like I feel like an actual like a dead body of like where there's still flesh and like the hair, everything's still intact. That's more alarming than if you were to say, "Oh, we found like a skeleton."
For sure.
Like a skeleton's. We found one over here.
Yeah, if there was skin and stuff still there on that one, like that would have been. Yeah, it would have been a lot.
Like recent murder.
For what? Yeah, exactly. Like that would have been crazy to see.
Yeah.
To see just the skeleton, but to see the clothes that were still there was still a trip. But yeah, if I had seen like if someone had just died within like 24 hours,
can you imagine that being your job to dispose of that or to investigate that, to look in the details of how this person died in order to discover a murder or something like that within an 1 hour episode?
Yeah, pretty crazy. First 48.
That is wild.
Yeah. So
I would not be able to cope with that.
Fast forward a little bit, that agent thought we were joking. We told him no, we had to, prove it. So we took him back there, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna make sure that no one comes back here anymore the rest of the day, because there was only like, kind of gets comical. There was only like 20 minutes left at this open house,
right?
And it was like obviously like, that body's been there for a while, so we're like, hey, we'll let you deal with it, like calling the cops. Because, like, you don't want to ruin your open house.
Right.
Because you have 20 minutes left, and there's 20 cars here right now. And so he was like, yeah, we'll
makes
just
sense.
finish up, right? Like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna harm it. No one even to walk back there. You had to go through some bushes to get on the path anyway. So it was like, okay, and so we left, and Greg left and everything after we actually walked the house and did all that stuff. And when we left, it was probably within a half hour later. We get a call. I was still with my dad. Got a call from the agent. And he goes, hey, he called the cops after we closed everything down. And, well, it still looks like an open house, except for there's like 20 police cars here now.
Damn.
And then he goes, I had to give them your guys' information because they wanted to know why you guys didn't call it.
Right. Well, I mean,
And so, yeah, obviously, like a little
but you
skeptical.
didn't want to create any
Right.
controversy with the people that are still looking at the house.
Right.
that
But
makes sense.
but in their state of mind is like, you find a dead body, you call the cops.
Oh, exactly.
Like that's everything, because it did feel wrong, like walking away, like not calling the cops.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty obvious, like that body has been there a while, and it's just the
It's not-
skeleton. like-
there's no sense of urgency.
exactly. Yeah.
It's the,
So,
it could be the Zodiac killer.
Yeah. So fast forward, I think a month from then. And the agent called us. Oh, we used to see the agent a lot at different meetings that we would go to. And so we saw him. And he came up to us and he goes, hey, did you guys see the article in the newspaper? And there was an article about this body that was found.
Oh, really?
And we're like, no. And so he pulled it up on his phone, showed us. And then he told us, like, well, they told me they found out who it was. And I guess the guy was from Vacaville for a long time. And he ended up becoming a transient at one point. And they said just like 2 years prior, he came back and was in the family's life. Kind of sad. Like he came back, was in the family's life, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything was going well, and then he just kind of took off and disappeared again, and no one had seen him. And so they've been looking for him for 2 years. And so the only thing was that like they found out it was him. And
So what was
they
his
were-
name?
I never got the name on it.
Yeah, that
I don't know
skeleton
that they
had-
ever
skeleton
posted
had a
it.
name.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
Well,
that was
still-
great. That's just it's the craziest story I have for any real estate stuff so far.
Yeah, I mean,
And that was within first like 6 months of
I'm
working real estate.
sure there's more stories similar to, maybe not exactly the same, but just happenings or instances or hijinks
Yeah.
that real estate agents go to a property because
There's some
guarantee
real
you there's
scary
some-
stuff, and there's some real funny stuff, and everything in between.
yeah, you'd never really think about it, but only when you're in the industry and experience it, and other people that empathize and go through the same stuff. I just feel like you got a built-in audience.
Yeah, for
There
sure.
they are.
For sure.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right, circle back.
Circle
you can
back,
use,
circling
you
back
can
to
use
the
that
90s.
story for another podcast.
Yeah. I don't know. This one's kind of a mix-up, but we'll keep it back to back to the 90s.
In the 90s.
We were kind of arguing before the podcast started of the 90s cartoons. You were like a Fox guy
Well,
or Pinky and the Brain and Animaniacs.
yeah.
Trash.
I don't want to.
Squill.
I don't want to say I'm going to argue for them, but it was the only.
Only thing
It was
available.
the only option I had. Yeah, we grew up with channel 3, 6, 10, 13, 31, 40, sometimes 58.
Bizarre array of channel selection.
You know those channels though.
No, man, we were no 52.
Oh, you guys are rich.
No, we had the channels back at Barry Court. 52 was Cartoon Network. 53, maybe 54 was Cartoon Network. I'm not sure, but we had to suffer the channels. Even go to channel 3 or maybe 0 to see
The
let
guide.
the channels scroll themselves up slowly, and if you missed it, you had to wait.
The worst.
Technology. Now I'm upset if a movie doesn't load on my phone within 5 seconds. And that's being generous, this 5 seconds.
I hear that.
Lordy. Thank you for hearing it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Here first. But yeah, so
Golden era of cartoons, I'd say. Because I was all about Nickelodeon. You had Hey Arnold, Doug, Rugrats, All Real Monsters. There was a reboot, Johnny Bravo, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. There was a variety, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Rocket Power, Cat Dog, SpongeBob SquarePants, debuting 1999. Made the cut.
count it.
Whammy!
He's not even reading this. He just knows these all these cartoons.
Off the top of my head. That's why
That's
I wanted
amazing.
the Mummy one to come up. Like, I know a lot. The lore of, and then the knowledge. Get at me with the knowledge on these cartoons, though. Your boy. Your boy.
Your boy.
Hey Arnold. I know things.
Football head.
Full football head. His friend Gerald. Harold the fat kid. Helga. Pataki. Her dad, Big Bob. The Beeper Emporium King.
See, I only got to watch all this stuff when I was like,
When you hang out with
when I
the
was
rich
older.
kids, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, it was when I'd only get to see this stuff when I was at your guys' house, at a friend's house, or like as I got older, like because
Go a little. You want the sleepovers.
yeah,
So you can
not
go
till
and-
I became 13, 14 probably is when we started getting, I think, DirecTV or something like that. You know,
Hey.
like wasn't until I was in high school. We had all
Welcome to
these
the real
basic
world,
channels.
Neo. It's
Thank you.
amazing up here in
Glad
the
to-
clouds.
Glad to be here.
I can hold down my hand and pick you up. It's a pretty great life being able to select what you want to watch on TV and have that be a significant problem in your life.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. Good living.
And now you can pause it and rewind and whatever the hell you want.
Fast forward too if you want. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Why not?
Skip a chapter. Put on captions, subtitles, just for fun. English subtitles on an English speaking show.
Sure.
The future is now. Right now.
At this moment.
Wouldn't that make it the present though? That doesn't make any sense.
At the moment.
If the future,
Front of the
if the
moment.
future is now, wouldn't that cease to make it the future?
It would.
That's for another podcast.
Indeed.
Another one, but yeah, I'll get into 90s cartoons on a separate podcast all day. I'll do my top 10 90s cartoons.
You know, we should probably get like
Hey!
more people to, try to get like 4 or 5 people in for that, because that would be a really good discussion.
Ooh, a panel discussion.
Yeah.
I have 3 mics now. A 4th
We can get a
I will
couple
purchase. Oh, I guarantee. Oh, in here it would be perfect. I
Yeah.
think the acoustics in here would be very good as well. It doesn't bounce off the concrete.
It's all the wine bottles.
It's a pretty sexy setup down here.
Yeah, it's nice.
I gotta say. But moving on. Golden era of sports, I think, the 90s.
Oh yeah.
80s was good, but, whoever's leading the charge of all athletes ever, Michael Jordan.
Of course.
Of the 90s.
Indeed.
Sace rings. Sace. Any big sports moments for you out of the 90s that you can recall? Something significant that you would wager is a defining athletic moment of the 90s? Perhaps in the Olympics, in MLB, NFL. Could be some Bo Jackson action. What say you?
What say you?
For me, watching sports when I was a kid, or just kind of watch whatever I could when I could, and
Yeah.
some of the times it was watching the Kings, back in the day, even when they sucked. It was before they were good.
Going
And,
to
like,
ARCA games was great.
Lots of
That
fun.
was a tremendous part of growing up in Winters, is being able to be so close, to go to ARCA. That was an event. The
It was.
smell, the concessions, the atmosphere.
Did we
it
have
was
this conversation the other day?
I don't.
I spoke to someone about this, and it
we
was an
didn't
event.
talk about. We didn't talk about ARCA.
It was an
I don't know.
event to go to ARCA Arena. Like, outside was like a circus. They
It
had
was
all the
a
games,
ruckus.
everything you could do, man. It was
Halftime shows were fantastic. It was just. They were always packed too.
yeah.
So many.
And then
people.
when like NBC would
Assignment.
come in for the national game, like it wasn't ESPN. Always it was NBC would come in. You'd have their
It
big
was
vans
big
parked out
time.
front. Yeah.
And I remember we saw Ron Artest one time. We went together and we were driving away. We went to a store and then we were in a left turn lane. And then who else pulling up next to us in his excursion? Then Ron, pre-Meta World Peace, Artest, playing for the
True
Kings.
Warrior.
Lordy. I was
Yeah.
like, do I hit him?
I always used
I think
to,
he would have murdered us both and drove away.
I ran into a few Kings players back in the day, like after games, like at
Mm-hmm.
a gas station. Like one time, Mike Bibby pulled up next to, I think it was Skylar and myself.
Oh,
this
really?
goes into like 2000s, but yeah, or like Spencer Hawes. Like we saw a few people.
Or Spencer.
Yeah.
Scott Pollard. These
Scot
legendary 90s Kings. Who's your favorite 90s King? Mitch Richmond. You got Douglas Christie, Peja. You got Bobby Jackson, Chris Webber, white chocolate Jason Williams,
That's
followed
a good
by
one.
a little bit darker chocolate Michael Bibbs, Vlade Divac. I already mentioned Scott Pollard.
Lawrence Funderburk. Corliss Williamson, the big nasty.
Scoreless Williamson.
Scoreless.
My tie. Who is Double Zero? Greg Ostertag for a moment.
Yeah, man. When he left the Jazz, yeah. Also, Olden Polynice, I think.
Olden Polynice.
He might have been single zero.
Just the single zero.
Yeah.
Very, you have to have a very small ego to allow a double zero across your chest.
Yeah, it's quite something.
I wouldn't want it. The other 90s Kings. Are we forgetting? I feel like we're forgetting somebody. I mean, Rick
sure.
Adelman, shoot, what a great coach he was.
Yeah.
The unsung hero.
Reggie Theus was a player back in the 90s.
Reggie.
Yeah. He
Wasn't
coached
there
again.
Francisco
Garcia.
Francisco
That was 2000s,
Garcia.
though.
Oh,
that was like 06, 07,
I
maybe.
will give up till 2002, 2003 honorable 90s years
Okay.
as a bridge.
It's kind of like what
Still had
most
some
people think of the
flavor.
Kings anyways. No one knows
Into
what the
the
Kings were.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those
like-
were solid. 90s Giants were very iconic as well.
Oh, yeah. Marvin Bernard.
Marvin Bernard. You should hear my top 10 in 64 games.
Ooh.
Ken Griffey Jr. It's
Darryl
in
Hamilton?
At number 9. It's Darryl Hamilton. It's in a tie with that NFL Blitz 2001 and Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey. At number
3D hockey.
Because how outrageous is that game?
love
Hilarious.
that game.
8-bit mayhem, not 8-bit, 64 pixel mayhem. Oh yeah!
Those guys got in their Tesla trucks after the game and
Dear
left.
God, yeah, that looks like it's in just unrendered. They did not
I have
render
to
a
show
car.
you something later on. It's quite funny.
Oh, keep your pants on. It is pretty funny.
It will be. Just you wait and see.
What's the biggest change you've seen in winters since you were a kid in the 90s?
There's a lot of changes.
The biggest one you'd say. I mean, there's a giant church. We have stoplights now. There's PG&E. There's more houses.
The hotel, probably.
Hotel is the biggest change. I
I
it's
mean,
there. I mean, I don't know if it's
PG&E is massive. Well, that whole development out there by PG&E, there's so many changes.
I think
Like I can just think like I could just from like 2003 and 4 up. You know, you had the light, you had the red light go away, and it became
that to me was
real
the
light.
definitive point of no return, or the
Yeah.
the metaphoric, the proverbial point of no return. Like after the red light turned off,
Yeah.
they destroyed Dean's. I was like,
Yep.
you can't do that. Like that's a landmark. This belongs to us. This is who we are. This is part, I was very sentimental. Dean's this is it. Like Warrior Video with all these places. They
Yeah.
destroyed Dean's. I was like, whoa, anything is possible. Anything could happen now. This is dangerous times. And then
Yeah.
that new stoplight, I was like, I didn't realize it then, but I realize it now. That was when all the major architectural and infrastructure changes started happening in winters.
yeah.
I don't recall
There's a
the
lot.
year it happened, but
Well, then they took away the the blinking light out by the highway, and they made that a
Where?
light. The one when you get off of 505 to come into
Oh,
town.
yeah,
That was a
absolutely.
blinking light. I mean, there's still
Yep.
times to this day where I pull up and like left, right, left, and oh wait, I gotta wait for the green.
I know you,
You know?
you just zip right through there.
Oh yeah, I mean I've done it still, but you catch yourself halfway through the intersection like,
Oh yeah.
oops,
well,
thank God no
sometimes
one
you
was
just-
coming.
I don't think there's any cameras up there, so I think
No,
you're all
there's
right.
not, yeah.
Speed right through it.
That's right.
All the time on Pleasant Valley Road, you get past those super nice houses, or it's like you get off on 80, you take a left over the overpass, and then it's that left once you start to get by all those like super big nice houses. And
Yeah,
where
right
I was-
when you get on Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, there's like a stop sign so you
Mm-hmm.
can take a right going to Vacaville or something. If it's dark out, if I came home at night, I don't see any lights in any direction behind me, in front of me, or to the right.
I hate that stop sign.
I go through it out of spite and scorn.
It's
and
only new within like the last
impunity.
5 years.
I don't like it. I might as well run over it if the Bronco was still running. Go, that Bronco.
It's a 90s
Oh,
Bronco.
that is a 90s Bronco.
96.
I think it's 96 or 95.
Yeah, either way.
Yes. Why not?
Yeah.
It's of the 90s. A faithful beast it was.
It was.
Shout out to Warrior Video. I've shout out numerous times, but did it again.
Be kind, rewind.
You see that movie?
No, it's just what they
Jack
put
Black.
on like all their
Oh.
cassettes back then. In their brown
You
movie
go there,
cases.
and then you go to those those brown movie cases, and then you go to Pizza Factory
Of
right
course,
next
of
door.
course.
I remember like it was about to in its last days. The months were dwindling down. It was Taylor Bricky, me, Justin Jordan Contreras, the boys. We're about to get some za, get a movie. We're in high school, we're cool. We're just gonna like eat some za, watch a movie. And we go in there, and the guy's like, "Oh, hey, try the Onion movie. It's funny, like because he saw us like we have pizza." The guy's like, "I was like, all right, let's get it." And the guy's, "Hey, just take it, dude. It's all good." And to me, I was like, that is the coolest thing. He just gave it to us for free. Like they're closing it down, whatever. But that, to me, was really symbolic of the community, or just this guy seeing the bigger picture. These kids are out here on a Friday night. This is kind of like a last vestige or a last good thing I can do. Not that he doesn't do good things regularly, but I'm just saying. It was a nice gesture.
What movie was it?
The Onion movie.
Oh, that was the name of it.
It was hilarious.
The hell was it about?
The Onion, it was kind of like different skits.
Okay.
Yeah,
was it
just-
like, does it have something to do with like the onion?
Yeah,
today?
yeah, that's it. Like, they made it's
okay,
like it's
okay.
kind of like Naked Gun humor.
Gotcha.
It's just goofy as hell.
Well, I didn't even know that
Hilarious.
was like around back then.
It was around back then, man. It was I want to say in the 2000s,
Okay.
mid 2000s perhaps.
Yeah, we're getting out of the 90s.
Ugh.
I was thinking about the 90s still,
Ooh.
so yeah.
Best part of living in Winters, would you say? You're down there at Quail Court.
Quail Court.
Come and get me.
Yep.
What do you like living? You've grown up in Winters. You live in Winters.
I still like the community feel, Still feels, it's growing.
feels
but it
like
still
home.
feels like a small town.
Feels like home.
It is.
That is kind of nice.
I like going, from place to place and seeing people that I know and they know me. And even if you're not going to sit down and talk and hang out for an hour with them, then everybody says hello to you.
You at
know,
least
you
say
walk
what's
down-
up. That is nice.
Like from my office to the bank is, a block and a half. And so I walk down there to do my stuff at the bank and just pass people and say hello, and they say hi back. And
Well, when you think about it, I'd argue with my friend Rebecca all the time. She's, it's San Francisco is so much better than Winters, because I just keep saying Winters is better than like a city. If you're in a city, you might know a handful of people, but you walk those streets and there's just millions of faceless people that you have no idea who they are. But in a town like this, more often than not, it's quality over quantity.
yeah,
Of the people that you know and the connections, the networking that you have.
for sure.
It's
Well,
more
I think there's
it's
pros
more
and
intimate. Huh?
There's pros, there's pros for both sides, because like in a big city like San Francisco, which I do agree with you. I like Winters over San Francisco. We don't have an app that shows where people are pooping.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
that's
Not
one-
yet.
That's one plus.
I can tell you where somebody's gonna poop tonight.
Oh, no. But the one thing about being in San Francisco and there being so many people is you could stop into a dive bar and
That is
make 10 more friends. that
Definitely,
day.
the opportunity to make friends and the opportunity to turn those faceless nobodies into close bonds. I'm not saying that there's totally a way to click, and if you're about that life, you can definitely thrive there and create your own little community, regardless if there's millions of people. If you see them as potential friends, I'd say that's a better way to look at it. I guess me saying they're all mindless, zombie folk.
Well, that's what I mean.
That's just my bias speaking, but
It's kind of what it is, though, because you can, even if they said hello to you at one point, you'll never see that person ever again.
Well, I guess I was in when I was working in San Francisco, I was up and down Market Street when nobody's really wanting to talk to each other then. They just want to go to work. So if I was in more of a community spot, because that's not community, that's just business.
Yeah, it's just
Living.
people getting through their routine.
They didn't look happy. I started counting smiles and frown. There's nobody smiling in the morning. I had my big old glasses on. Nobody smiling. Nobody. Miserable
Sad.
down there. So it is sad. But not to I. I'm happy. Look how happy I am.
I can see it.
Yahoo!
Easy,
so,
Mario.
that's Luigi. You know that.
Damn it.
Shame.
I'm gonna go kill myself.
Shame.
Please. But before you do,
Oh yeah, let's finish.
but before you do, I'd like to round these bad boys off with off the cuff. 10 off the cuff, but this time it's 14. Strike that. 15.
Oh my goodness.
Are you ready?
15. Let's do it.
All right, they're just kind of quick little hitters. Don't think, because when I was asking Chops and Zach, they just didn't get like the randomness. These are completely random. Just doesn't matter if you're lying, not like a big cat, but the act of lying.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I don't care. Just give me an answer.
Makes more sense.
Because I asked Zach and Chops, what's better, the Mongol or the Roman Empire? And they thought they needed a thesis statement. They needed a cited bibliography.
I was there.
I'm like, yo, just answer the question.
Yeah.
Clearly, I'm a big fan of the Roman ones, the Roman Empire. But the Mongols dominated far more. I'll go Rome. Their overall impact.
Win in Rome.
Win. You don't say win in Mongolia. That's for sure.
Yeah. There's
Not
a
a
reason
sexy.
for that.
Are you ready?
See?
Are you ready?
See?
Oh, cool. Oh, mercy.
Didn't
All
see
right,
that one coming.
moving on. All right, number 1. What is the best foot forward, left or right?
Left.
The left foot forward. Van Gogh or Van Stop?
Van Gogh.
Yeah, nice. Spell rhinoceros. And that's kind of like a command question.
I feel like this is actually like you're setting me up on this one because
Spell
rhinoceros was the word that got me out of the Vacaville City spelling bee when I was in like 7th
What?
grade. It hits deep, man.
Damn!
You know right where to cut. This is not a drill.
Oh, I did not know.
I'll just spell it R-H. Oh, not again. It was on TV
cool.
too. It was on the Vacaville channel.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my first word. Boom, I was out.
That's a tough word. Grasshopper got me back in the day.
R-H-I-N-O-S-A-R-A-U-S.
No, you're wrong again.
You lose.
All these years and you have not improved.
Bastard.
You're just some big
You know what was
loser.
worse? Is my mom made me
I'm
a
so
damn
sorry.
T-shirt back in the day with a picture of a rhinoceros, and it had like the dictionary thing right below
Oh
it.
my God, is your mom just a sick son of a bitch or what?
She's the ultimate troller,
That's
man.
cruel.
She did it.
Oh.
My friend and I were in it, and I can't remember
Right.
his word, but
How about I change your life right here? How about I
do it.
tell you the spelling of rhinoceros, and you'll remember it forever. So the next time I tell you, I won't have to, whip you over the back. You won't receive
be nice.
50 lashes. Yeah? All right. It is
going for
RHINOCEROS.
that's what I thought.
Because
That's-
originally I'm like
that's not how I spelled
rhinoceros,
it.
like a dinosaur.
Rhinoceros. Yeah, see,
Like
that's what I was thinking.
rhinoceros. Rhinoceros. That's how I tried it.
Ceros.
Rhinoceros.
Yeah. Spell dessert.
DESSERT. Because
And why
you
is
always
it?
have seconds.
Yes, sir. Damn
Always have
those.
second S's.
Okay. Where are we at? Number 5?
I'm an educated man. I went to Sonoma State. Comes Major.
Oh,
Let's
yeah,
go. We're
Seawolves.
communicating right now. Ow. Or is
that what
it
they did?
more like because we're underwater?
I don't know. We need to go back to the campus and.
I'd rather not.
Okay.
No good came from that school. But anyways, north or southbound 505?
North.
I'm your huckleberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a more of an adventure.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
north.
Yeah.
That's out to the great unknown. The Golden Hills.
Yeah.
Bend, Oregon. Ooh.
Well, I'll take you to 5, but
Yeah, true. But anyways. Good call, northbound.
thank you.
If you could revive one of the old Winters businesses and or restaurants, what would it be?
Irish pub.
The
No,
Irish pub?
JJ's.
JJ's. Your
Yeah,
final
man.
answer.
Yes.
Very
JJ's.
good. That was bold. Perdessa or Pordesia?
Pardessa all the way.
Why is that? Why would you
The
say
H
that?
is before the S.
But did you ever know anybody that might have named said store? People say Perdesia all the time and swear they're right.
I got tape right upstairs
of
Mr. David Hubiar saying Pardessa Acres.
Good day, sir.
And
He's the one that named it.
So since he's the one that named it, doesn't that kind of give him the authority of how it is sounded out or spelled?
It does, but why would it change now?
I'm just saying, people say Perdesia all the time.
I got it
and
on
they
record, man.
Well, tell them to hear now. It is Perdessa. That is why I put this question is to set the record straight.
Yeah, we do get a lot of people ordering Pardesia.
You should
or
correct it,
Pardesia.
pour the beer, throw it in their face, and then pour them in another one.
We do, and we charge them for 3 of them.
I was going to say, charge them for 3.
That's right.
Their ignorance.
Yeah, it's what they deserve.
One for being dumb.
Yeah,
One for being really dumb.
that's right. And then 1 to drink.
Have a great day. So, very good. Very good. We're rolling. We are rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Carnitas or asada?
Carnitas.
Carnitas?
Yeah.
Good call. Very
I'm a big Asada fan, but Carnitas just have a whole nother.
Sophie's choice. It's a Carnitas, but I'm glad you went with it. Best 90s country song.
Thunder Rolls.
Ooh, the extended version played at the concerts only, or the original track?
Yeah, third verse, man. Third verse.
He knows that she knows.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Pulls a gun out of the drawer, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Damn.
Bam, bam, bam.
That perfume blowing in the wind got him.
Got him again. What an idiot. What an idiot.
Good for you, man.
Oh, my God. What a loser. Chocolate or vanilla pudding?
Chocolate.
Fingers or toes?
Toes.
Left or right?
Right.
Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan?
Bruce Lee.
Text or call?
Call.
Buy or sell?
Sell.
Almond or Ammon?
Ammon.
Ding, 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 ding. You win! John, you done good, kid. You done good.
I'm sweating.
Man, I'm sweating. My nipples are hard.
Yours too, huh?
Yeah, yours are good, so rub them all. But anyway.
It's just a pen in my pocket.
Chadwell. Well, this was fun. We've done diligence. I like to keep it at that nice, sexy hour mark.
Yeah, where are we at?
We've achieved that. Hour 11.
Nice.
We just got started, baby.
Hell yeah.
We could even do one 90s sports. That would be... Just keep
fun.
Go through baseball, basketball, football, all the sports that matter.
Oh yeah. What other ones are there? You know.
I guess
Other
there's
than
some good
cornhole.
NASCAR. I mean, Tiger Woods dominated in the '90s.
That's true.
Venus and Serena Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Gretzky, Tony Hawk, X Games
Ooh,
originating.
Tony
Man,
Hawk.
there's so much of the '90s that we just completely, blatantly, and hilariously skipped over.
The 90s is
Wrestling. We didn't even talk about wrestling.
There's a lot to talk
Attitude
about
Era.
in the 90s,
And I feel like we talked half about 90s, half just going on different little silly tangents.
but they were good.
But they are. Next time we'll stay on topic. But until then...
You lose. Good day, sir.